Okay. Okay, so with the centerpieces, that's obviously a big part of the flowers.
Yes.
So how do girls choose what to do there? Is there any advice you can give them?
Well, again, usually we'll look at what they've used in the bouquets,
right,
and try and carry those flowers through into the reception.
Right.
Or a cheaper option, depending on budget, of something that's going to match, but is maybe a cheaper flower.
Okay.
I think it comes down to, I show them all my stock that I have, because I have lots of different vases and tea lights and candelabras and all sorts of things.
So you supply that with the flowers?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I've bought a lot of stock in the last few years. I never used to have that. I just had the flowers, but I found that I know what vases work with my flowers, and when they get stock somewhere else, sometimes I wouldn't be able to make the flowers fit in that container properly. It would be the wrong height. So I have ended up buying a whole lot of different vases that I know the flowers look good in and work really well. So usually I find that when they come and look at all my things, certain things will appeal to them, and I'll put it on the table and we'll try a few different arrangements. Again, I do we'll try it on the table. We'll put it on a mirror. We'll say, do you want it this way or that way? With petals on the bottom, without petals, with this, and we just play and find the combination that they like.
And what about heights for centerpieces? Because I'm in every reception I go, there's something different.
Yes.
So how do girls choose that? What's the best way to choose?
Well, my rule of thumb is under 30 centimetres or above 60, so there's nothing at eye height. So you can still talk across the table.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I think it does depend on the venue too, whether they've got a low ceiling or a high ceiling. That can impact, because if you've got a low ceiling, then I would stick to low. But if you've got, up the hunt, there's lots of really big open roofs that huge tall things look really good. You have to look at the venue as well.
Okay. And you'll work with them to sort out what's going to look good and what's not.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And then, obviously there's going to be people looking at this, or brides that don't live anywhere near us.
Yes.
They could be in the States or in Europe. They're going to have to choose a different florist because they can't have you.
Yes.
So what should they do to work out who's good, who's not? How do they distinguish a bad florist from a good one?
Firstly, ask them how experienced they are.
Right.
It takes a long time to get to know flowers, their different opening times, what you need to do to keep them lasting well, all that kind of thing. It's years of experience to really be good with that. Definitely check whether they wire the flowers or not.
Okay, so when you talk about wiring the flowers, you mean just to hold the bunch together?
Yeah, every flower should be individually wired, and then you put...
So every single flower in the bouquet has a bit of wire attached to the stem?
Yes.
Every single flower?
Every single flower.
Right. Yeah. So do all florists do that?
Well, all florists should do that. Okay. Sometimes if you're getting a cheaper quote, it can be because they don't do that. So you should always question and ask. So
if you see a photo of a florist's flowers and they look good and they're just being put together, you can't really tell them if they're being wired at that stage because it's early in the day.
Yeah.
So you have to ask?
You have to ask.
That's the only way, because you can't see the wire, can you?
No, you can't see the wire.
Right.
It's great. Well, if you look at the back of the bouquet, you can see if it's wired or not.
If it's just a picture?
If it's just a picture, yeah.
Right, okay.
But definitely ask if they wire them, because it does make a difference. It does make them last longer.
So what does the wire do? Say at the end of the day, is that bouquet going to look different to one that wasn't wired?
If you've got flowers that have got a soft stem, and after hours of photographing them, they're going to be falling out the sides. Whereas after hours of photographing them, if they've got their wires, they'll be still staying upright. The flowers might have gone soft at the top, but it'll still be upright. I've
actually photographed flowers when I think brides or mums have done it on their own.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they were snipping flowers off to try and keep looking, or holding it higher up, and it just doesn't work.
So a lot of people don't understand, when they look at the cost, they'll say, well, the flowers are $30 a bunch, there's 3 bunches or something, it should only cost $90 instead of $120 or something like that.
Sure.
They don't understand that you've got to wire them all and pay for the cost of the wires and put them all together. And for me, like a posy will take me half an hour minimum, up to sort of 3/4 an hour each one. So if you've got 8 bridesmaids and a bride,
it's a big job.
It's hours and hours of work to wire all those flowers and to put all those bouquets together.